Hello. Today is Friday, April 12th, and spring is in the air here in New York City. It is starting to get warm out. People have left their winter coats at home for hopefully the rest of the year. The tulips are blooming, the daffodils are blooming, and I took a walk through Morningside Park, and it has been raining recently. And there was a puddle next to the sidewalk in the dirt, and there was grass growing out of the puddle, but a lot of it was just this very dark, rich soil. And I said, I have never sampled soil before. Surely there's going to be all sorts of interesting things to see in this soil. So I got some soil and I brought it back to the microscope, and we're looking at that here. And the first thing that surprised me, sorry about all the noise in the background. I still live on a busy street, and it sounds like someone nearby is vacuuming or something. Plus, there's the siren in the background, so sorry about that. Anyways, looking at the soil, I had expected that this dark, rich, great for growing crops soil would be full of all sorts of creatures. But that is not the case. Most of the slide seems not to have anything moving on it. And, we can zoom in and try to focus a bit better and zoom in again, just in case I missed something small. But no, there is nothing on most of the slide. Here's some teeny tiny little thing. You can see how much trouble I'm having keeping this in focus, because at this size, it's got a whole water column to swim up and down in that the cover slip on the microscope is held up by the dust. And this is so much smaller that it can go up and down underneath the cover slip. So most of the slide has approximately nothing in it. But over here, where we started the video, there is a nematode, which is a type of roundworm. This is at 100 times magnification on the microscope. Let's try bumping that up to 200 times, and maybe I can follow the worm. Maybe I can get it in focus if we are very lucky. If we're not so lucky, oh well. And while I'm at it, I'm going to bump the phone's magnification from 1 up to 1.9. Right, so here is a nematode. They are very common. They live in lots of different places. And they are a type of roundworm, which is a multicellular creature. I wonder if I can get it in better focus if I switch from dark field microscopy to bright field microscopy and really clamp down the aperture, which lets less light in from the sides, which makes it easier to focus, and you get a larger depth of field, I believe. So here is a nematode. I've found 3 of them on the slide, I think. And while we're here, this guy right there is a diatom. You might have heard of diatomaceous earth, which is an important ingredient in kitty litter and concrete, and I think it's used as an insecticide to kill ants and stuff. Diatomaceous earth is made from the empty shells of diatoms. They make these, I think the shells are called frustules, out of silica, which is sort of like glass. So diatomaceous earth is made from the discarded frustules, the discarded shells of these things. And it looks like there are some other diatoms that are very small. There's one here. There's one, that's more some other ciliate that's not a diatom. So there's a few of them in here. And then I have entirely lost the nematode because I was looking at this diatom. Let's zoom out from 200 times magnification to 100. Let's even try 40 again. And let's decrease the brightness. Maybe we can find the nematode again. Maybe we cannot find the nematode again. And I guess that would be okay too. I am surprised at how little there is moving around on this slide. I had expected soil to be teeming with life. And maybe it is teeming with life, but it's just not moving life. That if there were all sorts of fungal spores or plants or something on here, I struggle to recognize living plants from dead plants at this scale. Um, yeah, I don't know where that nematode went. Let's zoom out on the phone back to 1x zoom, just normal zooming on the phone. And this is still 40x on the microscope. So this is as far zoomed out as I can go. There's very little on this part of the slide because I put one drop of dirt water on the slide and then filled the rest out with just normal water. And this is where the normal water was. Perhaps we should try going back to dark field microscopy. Make that brighter. And maybe that will help distinguish where the moving things are. Wait, what is this? Zoom in. This is a smudge. This is just perhaps a drop of water on top of the cover slide. Here's the cover slide, and then here's the stuff that's under the cover slide. So let's zoom back out and see if we can find something interesting again. I'm fiddling with the filter tray for the dark field microscopy. And I'm going to decrease the brightness a little bit again. I made the mistake of locking the exposure on this video before I started it. And so now when I change from bright field to dark field, the white balance doesn't, or the exposure or something does not keep up. Oh, here is a nematode. I don't know if this was the one we were looking at before. I've found about 3 of them on the slide somewhere. Zoomed in this far at 200 times magnification, the dark field microscopy doesn't work as well with the same filters, so let's go back to bright field microscopy. Here is a nematode. Oh, and here's some little ciliate or something. I don't have a sense of what nematodes eat. And so I have no idea if it is eating right now or what's going on. But I often see them wiggling around like this. Let's see if I can bump up the brightness on the microscope. The LED that supplies light to the microscope has a dimmer switch on it. And so now it is at maximum brightness, but that is adjustable. So, nematodes, a handful of tiny ciliates, and some diatoms, but very little else on this slide. There's another teeny tiny ciliate. Since I'm at 200 times magnification here, I'm not even sure that's a ciliate. I wonder if it's some sort of bacterium. It would be a large bacterium or a small ciliate, and I'm not sure which. Before I started recording the video, I did see one flagellate somewhere. Here's another diatom. I doubt I'll be able to find the flagellate again. It was very small and transparent and hard to see. Ooh, so there's a diatom here, and then there's a diatom there. So there are more diatoms in here than I realized. So diatoms and nematodes and some teeny tiny ciliates and one flagellate. But most of the slide, I am surprised at how little movement there is. I had expected more stuff to be running around in the pond waters, or not pond water, puddle water slash dirt. Um, and I guess I will, I'll zoom out again just in case we're missing something important. We can zoom out, we can put the filter back in the filter tray and open the aperture to switch to, that'll have to do for dark field microscopy. So just in case I missed something, let's take one last look. Here's the corner of the cover slip. But that's about it for what's in dirt slash puddle water, which surprised me. What is, it's a nematode again. This one is hiding underneath a grain of sand, as one does. And I think I'm going to stop the video here.